What if an old man's forgotten past held the key to unraveling decades of corruption? This is the story of Melissa Clayton, a dedicated caregiver at Willow Brook Retirement Home in Fairview, Ohio, whose kindness and determination led to the uncovering of a long-buried truth. Melissa's life took an unexpected turn when she met Mr. Gideon Smith, an 82-year-old resident with a mysterious past. Gideon claimed he once lived in a grand mansion, part of a wealthy family whose legacy had been stolen. While many dismissed his story as the ramblings of an old man, Melissa felt there was more to it. Her relentless pursuit of the truth would not only change Gideon's life, but also expose a powerful corporation's dark secrets. Stay with me until the end to witness a heartwarming journey of loyalty, courage, and justice that proves no matter how long the truth is buried, it will always find its way to the surface. Melissa Clayton was a kind-hearted caregiver working at Willow Brook Retirement Home in Fairview, Ohio. For 5 years, she dedicated herself to caring for the elderly residents, offering them comfort and companionship, despite the long hours and modest pay. Melissa found joy in the little moments, sharing stories, offering a listening ear, and making sure each resident felt valued. One resident, however, stood out. Mr. Gideon Smith, an 82-year-old man, kept to himself, rarely participating in group activities or engaging with others. He spent most of his days sitting by the window, lost in thought as he gazed out at the fading garden. While others saw him as just another quiet resident, Melissa's compassionate nature made her curious. She believed every resident had a story worth hearing, and Gideon's seemed more mysterious than most. Little did she know, her interest in his past would unravel a tale of lost legacy, betrayal, and a hidden truth waiting to be revealed. One afternoon, while delivering lunch, Melissa's usual routine was interrupted by an unexpected revelation from Mr. Gideon Smith. As she placed his tray beside him, Gideon shared a glimpse of his past that left Melissa stunned. He spoke of a time when he lived in a grand mansion in Boston, a sprawling estate that had been in his family for generations. The Smiths were once one of the wealthiest families in the Northeast, built on the success of his father's steel business. But tragedy struck when Gideon was just a boy. A devastating fire consumed their home, taking the lives of his parents and leaving him with distant relatives who squandered what remained of the family fortune. Gideon's voice trembled with sorrow as he recounted how his family's legacy had been erased, leaving him alone and forgotten. Melissa, deeply moved by his story, couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to it than just fading memories. Her intrigue grew, and she made a quiet promise to herself to uncover the truth behind Gideon's past, not realizing that this decision would lead her into a web of secrets, corruption, and danger. Determined to uncover the truth, Melissa spent her free time researching Gideon's past, starting at the Fairview Public Library. She pored over dusty archives and old newspapers, eventually stumbling upon mentions of the Smith family's prominence in the steel industry and their grand estate, Smith Manor. But after the 1940s, the Smith name seemed to vanish, as if erased from history. Melissa's curiosity deepened when she discovered that the assets of Smith Steel Corporation had been transferred to Braxton Industries, a thriving conglomerate led by Richard Braxton, a businessman notorious for shady dealings. The pieces didn't add up, and Melissa couldn't ignore the growing suspicion of foul play. Yet, not everyone shared her belief. Her colleagues at Willow Brook dismissed Gideon's story, laughing off his claims of lost wealth. But Melissa couldn't shake the feeling that Gideon's past held a dark secret, and despite the doubts and whispers around her, her faith in him never wavered. She was determined to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. Melissa's relentless research finally paid off when she unearthed old records proving Gideon's story was true. She found evidence of the Smith family's wealth, their estate, and the sudden transfer of their assets to Braxton Industries. When she showed Gideon the documents, His hands trembled as he realized someone believed him at last. But their victory was short-lived. Just days later, Gideon fell gravely ill. Doctors chalked it up to his age, but Gideon whispered a chilling warning to Melissa. They know. They don't want the truth to come out. Fear crept in as Melissa realized someone was watching. Her suspicions were confirmed when she found a threatening note on her car, warning her to stop digging. Shaken but determined, Melissa knew she needed help. She turned to Frank Harper, a fearless journalist known for exposing corruption. Together, they vowed to uncover the truth, unaware of the dangers that still lurked ahead. Frank Harper dove headfirst into investigating Braxton Industries, using his network of sources to uncover decades of corruption. His findings painted a grim picture of fraud, bribery, and ruthless business tactics that crushed anyone in their path. Meanwhile, Melissa continued searching for proof that Gideon was the rightful heir to the Smith legacy. She recalled a locked trunk under Gideon's bed and, with his permission, opened it to find a treasure trove of memories and secrets. Among faded photographs and old letters, she discovered a leather-bound journal belonging to William Smith, Gideon's father. The journal detailed William's growing suspicions about the Braxton family's underhanded schemes, including forged documents, arson, and bribes used to dismantle the Smith empire. This journal wasn't just a record. It was the missing link that connected the Braxtons to the Smiths' downfall, giving Melissa and Frank the evidence they needed to expose the truth. Frank wasted no time publishing the story, and its impact was immediate. The forgotten legacy of the Smith family and the corruption of Braxton Industries quickly became headline news. Outraged by the deceit and injustice, the public demanded accountability. Investigations were launched, and soon, Richard Braxton was arrested on charges of fraud, conspiracy, and embezzlement. His company's assets were frozen as authorities uncovered decades of criminal activity. Back at Willow Brook, Gideon sat quietly watching the news, tears streaming down his face. The weight of years of silence and erasure lifted as he saw his family's name cleared and honored once more. Melissa sat beside him, holding his hand, sharing in his relief and triumph. Gideon's story, once dismissed as the ramblings of an old man, was now recognized as the truth, and the Smith family legacy was finally restored. In the days that followed, Gideon Smith found peace. Knowing that justice had finally been served and his family's legacy restored, he passed away quietly, surrounded by the warmth of Melissa's care. His story, once nearly lost to time, had not only been recovered, but honored. Inspired by Gideon's resilience and the power of truth, Melissa established the Smith Foundation in his memory. The foundation provided scholarships and support to underserved communities, ensuring that the Smith name would stand for hope and generosity rather than wealth alone. Smith Manor, once a forgotten relic, was restored to its former glory and became the headquarters of the foundation. As Melissa stood outside the grand estate during the foundation's opening ceremony, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Gideon's journey had taught her that even in a world filled with greed and corruption, loyalty and truth could prevail. His legacy would live on, and so would the story of the man who refused to be forgotten. This story reminds us that even in the darkest times, truth and loyalty can triumph over greed and corruption. Thank you for watching and joining us on this unforgettable journey. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss more inspiring and fascinating stories. Until next time, take care and stay tuned for more content that touches the heart and stirs the soul.